Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Fashion Experiment. I'm Dr. Bridget, your professor of all things fashion. And today's topic is fashion merchandising. And I wanted to do a lesson on fashion merchandising because I think a lot of people confuse merchandising with design or they just don't know what it is. So that's what I'm going to discuss today. Fashion design is really focused on the creation of a product, or the creation of a garment, and merchandising is everything else. So after the product has been created, what do you do with it? How does it get to the customer? And that's really where merchandising takes over, and that's what we're going to discuss today. So I hope this helps some of you, or a lot of you, really figure out what area you want to go into if you're interested in the fashion industry, if you want to do the design side or the merchandising side, everything else. So, merchandising includes three kind of broad categories, and I have it listed here. Buying, and I did a YouTube video on fashion buying, so you should check it out. Pricing and assortment planning. Pricing is its own category. Like there's no career called pricing, but pricing is extremely critical to any area of merchandising because it's all about that bottom line, how much money you can make. You need to make money to sustain your business. So pricing uh, touches all areas of merchandising. And then listed third is the assortment planning. And assortment planning is determining what your product offerings will be and how much you will sell it for, what your price ranges will be, what your uh, variety of products will be. And in engaging in all these activities, buying, pricing, assortment planning, you need to first know who your customer is, how they want to acquire the product. So, do they want to come to a brick and mortar store and experience the shopping environment in real time? Do they want to buy it online? Or do they want the convergence of the two, which is really omni channel retailing when you incorporate elements of a physical store with the online store and social media? Understand really the psychology of how the product fits into their life, which is why they want it. And if you can answer all those questions, you'll be able to meet the needs of your customer and make lots of money. So, merchandising consists of a number of activities. So, first, it is acquiring the product. So, you're going to do some research. Research is involved in every step of merchandising and also in design. You have to figure out what you're creating and why you're creating it. So once you determine what your customers want and you've identified vendors who provide that product at a good wholesale price, and a good wholesale price means it's a price low enough that will allow you to mark it up to achieve your planned profit. And you make decisions about how you're going to get that product from the vendor into the stores, how it would be presented to your customer in the stores. That's your visual merchandising. How much of the product needs to be in the stores. That's your merchandise allocation. And how you're going to communicate with your customers that the product is there. That's advertising and promotion. So there's lots of areas of merchandising you can do buying where it's lots and lots of research and figuring out how much money you need to invest in the inventory and how much money you're going to make off the product. So lots of accounting concepts come into play with buying. Merchandising, as far as allocation, determining when the product should be in the store, where it should be placed in the store, how much of it should be in the store. That's allocating the product. And like I had mentioned earlier, determining what your assortment will look like, because you want to give your customer a variety of products to choose from, but it also needs to be a balanced assortment, not 80 different versions of jeans and then 5 options for tops. It needs to be balanced, or even, not necessarily even, but just balance merchandise categories. So a little bit of outerwear, a little bit of sweaters, a little bit of tops, pants, jeans, activewear, a variety to go all around. And ultimately, you're doing all of it to make sure your customer is satisfied, make sure they come back to continue to shop with you. Um, Merchandisers and merchandise planners, they focus mainly on the planning. And I've said it over and over, but I'll say it again. Um, what products should go into the store, and that's a buying and a merchandising decision, because it depends on the size of the store, it depends on the demographics of the customer that shops in the store, and also the location of the store, determining what will go in the store, and then the placement of the product in the store. And that's going to change, especially if we're talking about a fashion product. So, one area in regards to placement is visual merchandising. Visual merchandising focuses on presentation, making sure everything is visually appealing to the customer so that they have an enjoyable shopping experience. And then the other side of placement, the merchandise allocation, really focuses on money. So let's say visual merchandiser wants to fold the sweaters and put them on the table because they look neater on the table. It's more inviting. The customer can see all the different colors on the table. The merchandise allocator may say it may look nice on the table. However, if we hang them and put them on a round rack, we can fit more, and which will increase our ability to sell more. And that would be a better choice for increasing sales. So you have to come to some compromising and agreeing to determine how to present the product in a way that is visually appealing to the customer, but also present it in a way that can help maximize sales. And at the same time, you're going to deal with the buyer to communicate pricing and determine what the best retail price will be to appease your customer and meet them, where they can afford to buy the product, but also tag it at a retail price that would allow the company to meet their profit margin. So there's lots to consider and lots of decisions to be made, and it's not a lot of room for error. You can't make mistakes and buy products that your customer doesn't buy that just sits on the rack, because the business is going to lose money. You have to make sales to stay in business. So when we're talking about merchandise management, everything I just said, engaging in all those activities and managing the product, the flow of product in and out of the store, there are 5 steps. So first is forecasting, and that is predicting or engaging in research to determine your category sales. A category is just a product category. So the sales for outerwear, predicting outerwear sales for the fall winter season, predictions on pant sales for fall winter seasons. So you forecast your sales for each of the product categories that you offer in the store, and then you develop a merchandise assortment based on your sales predictions. How much product do we need to put in the store to meet the sales predictions for each category, for the sweater category, for the outerwear category. And then manage your inventory levels to make sure the store is always fully stocked, there's never any empty racks, and there's a steady flow of product out of the store. We don't want it sitting and getting stale. And merchandise allocation, which I addressed, not just presenting the product in a way that is exciting and visually appealing, but presenting it in a way where you can show your customer as much product as you can possibly put on the sales floor to increase your ability to make more sales. And then you monitor and adjust your inventory levels. So you don't keep buying product or keep putting out new product if what's there is not selling. And if it is selling quicker than you thought, you get on the line with your buyer and get more product in the store. So that's merchandising, you know, at a glimpse, and it's very involved and a challenge. But if you're the type of person who doesn't want to sit behind the desk, you want variety in your life, you like a challenge in the newness of working with fashion products, then merchandising is the career path for you. And I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I will see you all the next time on the Fashion Experiment. Class is dismissed.